Five-star Kansas State tight end commit Linkon joins us today on the Five-Star Flex. He's going to talk about why he chose Kansas State, what it means to him to be a hometown hero, why he has the Kansas game circled on his calendar, and driving fast cars and meeting Sexy Red on recruiting visits. Oh, we got to talk about this one. All that and more on the Five-Star Flex. Linkon, what was that moment like when you knew that you were going to be a Wildcat?
Yeah, kind of. I had a special moment with, in the stands at K-State. I didn't sleep from Saturday to Sunday. So I texted Taylor Brait, the main recruiter. I said, can you take me to the stadium? I just need some time to think because, obviously I was having like a little bit of that feeling, but just need to, make sure it was right. So he took me to the stadium at probably, I think it was 7:30 in the morning. Went up in the pretty high up in the stands and kind of just, let it all out right there. I've had a really fun process. It's been really emotional too, because Kansas State was kind of where I started my process, and that's where I'm going to end my process. So that was really special to me. But I kind of just let it out right there. But that, then Coach Klieman kind of came up and, we had a conversation and, just a private meeting. So yeah, it was pretty cool. And I think, once I got up to those stands right there, that's kind of, when I had that feeling where I knew it was right.
So from the time that you knew that you were in the stands and you had that special moment to the time you actually announced it, how hard was it for you to keep that secret to yourself?
Yeah, obviously I took my time a little bit, because I would kind of be on that K-State visit high. I'm there, I'm having fun, everything's going great. So I kind of, I told myself I need to wait till I get home, think over it a couple days, just make sure it's the right feeling. Kind of get off that K-State visit high. Obviously I still had conversations with other schools, but ultimately that feeling never left me. And I just had to trust my heart and, follow what I felt.
When you hear the term hometown hero as a guy who's staying in state, what does that mean to you?
It means everything. It's definitely cool to have that affiliated with my name. But I'm any other football player. I'm any other person. Obviously, it does mean a lot that I'm staying in state. But I don't really see it that way. How I see it is kind of how I can have a bigger impact as a person than rather than a player. I can have a impact on a way bigger scale, staying in state and just having an impact as a leader, a good person. Just kind of it can do a lot of good things for me and other people.
What has the Wildcat staff said to you about how they're going to use you and your versatility?
So they can use me in a lot of ways. They know my skill set pretty well, but I think it goes even a little bit farther than that. This season I'll prove myself a little bit more and open a lot more eyes. But they definitely know my potential. They know the player I am, the person I am. So I trust in Coach Wells and Coach Riley. Great co-OCs. So, I trust in them to do a lot of special things with me. And then I'll have, Avery Johnson, Dylan Edwards, Jace Brown all with me. So, it's going to be a dangerous offense. It's got to be a lot of fun.
With you guys being from Kansas in that area, you talk about Avery Johnson, you talk about Dylan Edwards. What do you guys talk about putting on for your home state?
Yeah, it means a lot to stay in state. It just means a lot to the people, because they support us through our process. So for us to, commit to a school like K-State and give back to them, that means everything to them. They feel more affiliated with our process, and it just really means a lot to everybody, all around. So, it means a lot to us, and we're going to do a lot of good with it.
Is there anybody on Kansas State's roster now that you feel like outside of Dylan, that you feel like you'll be able to bond with when you get there?
Oh yeah. Avery, Dylan, Jace, I was around them on my visit. Bonded really well. We became really good friends. We've been texting for a while too. So, me and Avery, we have conversations from time to time. It's always some funny stuff. Avery's kind of a funny guy, and Dylan too. So we had a really good time on that OV, and we've become really good friends.
When you get to Kansas State, what game do you have circled on your calendar as a true freshman that you can't wait to play in?
KU, for sure. KU. My brother recently transferred there from Fort Hays University, and he's He's doing really good there. I think he's going to get a lot of playing time. So, I'm definitely excited to play that game. We've been really competitive our whole lives, and I'd love to keep it going. It's going to be a lot of fun. Parents are probably going to have those split jerseys there. We're going to have our family there, man. It's going to be a good time.
What did your brother tell you about the recruiting process, and how did you use his advice to help you?
Yeah, so we had different processes. He was kind of one of those guys that was really affected by COVID. No doubt in my mind he should have been in the same position I am, but he just couldn't go out to camps, couldn't really get himself exposure just because that whole COVID deal was just so he got kind of stuck in not a bad situation because he did enjoy his time at Fort Hays State, but they redshirt all their freshmen, so he redshirted his freshman year and then played sophomore year a lot, and then got injured this year. So he recently transferred to KU, and I've just been hearing a lot of great things from those coaches. He's going to be a really fast tight end. He's going to be really versatile. So I'm definitely excited for him. But two completely different processes. He was really intrigued with mine. So I'd kind of tell him. He'd ask me a lot about it, and then. Kind of once he entered the transfer portal and went through his process, I think I was more invested in his than mine. And I was asking him questions and everything like that. I was kind of, telling him what to look out for. So no, it's been definitely a really special moment for both of us.
Absolutely. So when you had to tell your brother, dog, I'm not coming to Kansas, I'm going to Kansas State, what was that conversation like?
No, yeah, I called him that Sunday that I kind of got that feeling that it was right. And I called him. I said, we're not going to get to play with each other, man. I'm going to get paid. He was, it's a special moment for both of us. We were always so competitive growing up, and it was both a dream for both of us to be in the positions we are now. So we worked as hard as we could every day. We, threw the football around every day. Anything that we could do, we did do. To get where we are now. So. Yeah, I just kind of had that conversation with him, and it was a good conversation. But ultimately, I told him, I was like, I'm sorry, man. In 2 years, I'm gonna have to kick your ass. So yeah.
I love it, man. When you think about your process, as a whole, not just Kansas State, but your whole recruiting process, give me one crazy story that you were just like, you know what, recruiting is nuts.
Oh no, there's been a lot of crazy moments. I've got to drive some pretty cool cars, for sure. No, I don't even know. I mean, let's say Penn State Whiteout game, got to be around a lot of celebrities down there on the field. Got to take a picture with Sexy Red, so that was kind of different, but got to do that. So yeah, I mean, I've definitely had a lot of special moments, some crazy moments, but no, it's honestly hard to summarize it down into one. No, it's been crazy for sure.
What fan base on social media was the wildest? I mean, some schools, even if they're all pretty wild, but what fan base was just like, hey man, these guys are rabid?
No, yeah, definitely K-State and KU. I remember on one of my OVs, I posted a picture, kind of just letting everybody know I was in town, and then opened my phone up 5 minutes later. There's K-State and KU fans getting in a fight. I mean, genuinely trying to offend each other. I'm like, guys, I'm in Lawrence right now. That's all I'm trying to get out. We don't need to fight right now. But no, it's been crazy.
Man, Link, you're such a good guy, man. We talked earlier about everything you do in your community. What's it like being a teenager and coaching youth basketball?
No, yeah, it's definitely cool. All the kids, they look up to me a lot. So, I've been told by plenty of other coaches, I kind of get intense, and they tell me that I could be a pretty good coach one day. So I kind of keep that in the back of my mind, but no, I definitely bring the competitiveness out of all of them. I kind of get on their butts and everything like that, about, what to do, what they're doing wrong, all about that. I genuinely try to get them better. So I know they really enjoy being around me, and it's a fun time.
Playing multiple sports, how do you feel like playing basketball and running track help you on the football field?
Yeah, honestly, I can thank basketball and track for my whole process. Didn't have a sophomore football season due to injury, so kind of just showed out on the basketball court, showed my ability on the track, so that kind of got me my exposure to genuinely started off. But then I went to camps, kind of got myself out there. That's when I started to first get those offers. But if it wasn't for basketball and track, I kind kind of never be in the position I am now.
All right, so fellow Kansas native, Kansas State guy, Avery Johnson was a two-sport star as well. Also did a really good job on the basketball court. You're a real live hooper. Do you think that you'll be able to play both sports on the next level?
I mean, I got a lot to improve on. Athleticism is definitely there, but no, those basketball players are different dudes. You kind of got to be a different athlete to do what they do. But I'd love to, but I don't think the coaching staff will let me, even if I tried. But I'll just have to go to the local rec court and show out there. But I think that's the most action I'll get if they even let me do that. We'll see.
All right, we'll see. All right. Give me one moment when you talk to Coach Klieman and you just say, you know what, this guy is my head coach. It could be a joke he told you. It could be something that he gave you, like a life lesson. But tell me one time that Coach Klieman gave you something that you could really build on.
Yeah, I mean, he talked a lot about to me about kind of the impact that I'd have, not just on the program but the state. And but honestly, I don't even know if I could summarize it down into one thing. Me and Coach Klieman, we spent a lot of time around each other. We got to golf together. Got to ride in the same golf cart as him. He was on my team, so we had a lot of conversations there. And he was just, and I think the biggest thing about him, it's not always about football. He's just asking me, genuine questions just about how my life is going, my interests. I'm asking questions back. It's a normal conversation, and football isn't even involved in it. So I think that's really good that you can just have a genuine conversation with him. But no, I have so much respect for him as a person. He just continues to prove how good of a coach he is, not just how good of a coach, but how good of a person. And that means a lot to me. But no, I don't think I could summarize it down to one thing. But when we have our conversations, I'm just I'm always just locked in. I'm always interested in what he's saying. It's always a good conversation. So I always enjoy being around him.
All right, Lincoln. Tell the fans at Kansas State what they'll be getting in Linkon Cure.
Kind of all the above. I'm explosive. I got a lot of speed. I'm really agile. I can really catch the ball really well. I got a good catch radius. But I know everybody kind of watches my junior season film. I would argue that that's not that's not me at my full potential. I played through that through that whole season with a hamstring injury. Still kind of dealing with that, but I think this season, we'll have a new offense. We're really going to focus on getting me the ball. So, I'm going to show it on the football field. I'm going to really show my ability and, show the whole country what they're kind of been missing out on and what K-State will be getting. But, and then, kind of just continue to show my ability on the basketball court. I'll go into track season. Hopefully I'll go 3-time state champion in the 300-meter hurdles and then 2-time in the 110s. Get the state records and and then I'll be in the 200 and I think I can get Jordy Nelson's. I mean, somebody broke the record this year that ran a crazy time, but I'm kind of keeping it between me and Jordy Nelson that I'm really close to getting his record that he used to have, which was I think it was 21.7 200, and I'm really close to that. And I always have to run the 200 after my 300-meter hurdle, so I'm always a little fatigued. But I think I'm going to get that. I'm going to really, showcase my speed. So I think I'm going to open a lot of eyes this year. So I'm definitely excited. Just got to stay healthy.
All right, we got to dig into that. I was about to let you go, but we got to dig into that. All right. Before your junior year, you were kind of seen as more of a raw developmental prospect. After your junior year, everybody started talking about how you may be able to help as a true freshman. And you did that on a bad hamstring. That's crazy. What was it about that film that popped out to people that let them know that this guy's a real 5-star?
Yeah, no, going to those camps that summer, that was, I guess, right, my sophomore year, that was also a hamstring injury. It's just kind of a tendon issue. I'm growing so fast, muscles can't really keep up and stuff like that. So just having little problems with that with growing. So I'm pretty tall now. I'm always wishing I'm done growing. So hopefully that happens now. But I haven't had too much trouble with it. But even those camps in the summer before my junior season kind of had that hamstring injury, wasn't running very well. You know, kind of just that's kind of where people saw me as, you know, maybe he is more of a, you know, project. But yeah, I healed myself up a little bit before season. Obviously, still really dealing with that hamstring injury. It was pretty bad. You know, at some points it was really bad. Couldn't really even walk very well after games. But yeah, I mean, you know, that adrenaline had me going, and yeah, I really showcased my speed and agility. You know, really all the above in that junior season film. So yeah, it was a good season. You know, I still think I have a lot to improve on. You know, I have a lot more potential. You know, but potential is nothing unless, you know, it's acted upon. So you know, getting there by all means possible. You know, I know my ability, and you know, just need to prove myself. I'm excited this year with the new offense. You know, we'll be getting me the ball a lot. You know, these past camps that we've been going to throughout the summer, we went to a camp in Kearney, and I just got back from 7-on-7 in Hayes today, and I've been doing really, really well, you know, on both stages, and even impressed myself at points like that at some points. But no, I think everybody's pretty excited. I don't know if anybody's more excited than me to, you know, kind of showcase my ability this year and, you know, let everybody know.
All right, last question. What do you think is more impressive? Running a sub 20 in the 200 in the Olympics, or 3 touchdowns as a tight end in the Super Bowl?
I mean, you know, this is a tough answer. You know, the sub 20, you never know. Could be genetics. You know, obviously they've trained a lot. The speed kind of comes naturally for a lot of guys. But as a tight end, man, you're developing your whole life. You develop in college. You know, you get ready for that Super Bowl stage, and when you score 3 touchdowns, man, it doesn't get better than that. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the tight end scoring 3 touchdowns in a Super Bowl.
Yeah, true tight end, baby. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
My God, Lincoln, where can everybody find you on social media?
My Twitter is at Cure Linkon. My name's spelled a little differently. A lot of people don't know that. It's Linkon. And then my Instagram is LincolnC1.
Man, Lincoln, it's been a pleasure, man. We'll get this up ASAP.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.